Good morning, boys and girls. Here we are, halfway through May already, gang. It's Friday, the 15th of May, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you live, as always, from Bracknell in Raw, Berkshire. I'm very interested to see, on the texting phone, this has been flashing away for about the last hour. Gary Owen appears to be watching yesterday's show. I'm thinking way before, because we're a little bit later than we are normally today, way before I came up here, actually. I turned on the phone and it said, "Good morning, Chris." I thought, oh, that's one from yesterday. And I thought, no, it's not. 48 minutes ago. And I thought, well, that's strange. I haven't started yet. And then he put on, I made one with a sock. And then I remembered yesterday we gave instruction yesterday, boys and girls. Mandy Davenport likes to give instruction. She's in charge of pain and suffering on this channel, of course, Mandy Davenport. And we thank her for her hard work and watching everyone. Keep making sure they toe the line. And Gary is clearly watching yesterday's show at the moment. Now, listen, I'm going to give you a little clue. Have a look at the title above. It gives you all the information you need to know, right? Just check you're watching the right show before you... I mean, it's all right. Yeah, I don't mind people commenting on old shows. No problem with that. But you might miss something out. You don't know what the prize would be today. There might be a prize today and you would have missed out. So do try and make sure you're completely current with what's going on, my darlings. All right? And it also tells you at the top, I've noticed some messages flashing in front of me there. It tells you at the top of the show what time it's going to start. Okay, we've started a little bit earlier. The reason I'm starting, it said 10:15. Now it's only 10 past 10 now. And the reason is, there's a lot of confusion going in there that I'd frozen. No, it says on the title 10:15. I mean, how much more obvious can I make it? God's sake, can't you see? 10:15, it says it before there. Oh, thank God Mick Davenport was there this morning to correct you. Thank you very much, Mick. Mick's involved in correction as well this morning, aren't you, Mick? So, I mean, you know, I don't know. Anyway, very good morning to you, boys and girls. It's quite a nice day out there. It was a bit chilly again yesterday. But we're looking for a great increase in weather. We really are. Let's just... I'll come to your messages a little bit later, okay? British people are... Is it a bank holiday? Surely not. Oh, it is. Is it? 15, 16... What are we? 15, 16... No, it's not. Okay, that's a little bit. There we are. Yeah, British people are set for a sizzling bank holiday weekend as heat waves could see temperatures soaring above 26 degrees. So that's next week, isn't it? That's the week after next. Oh, let me have a look. The UK has seen some great weather in the past few weeks, except the other couple of days it's been a little bit chilly. Let me have a look at the weather in Bracknell for the rest of the week. It looks like it's going up now because it has been a little bit chilly here. Weather Bracknell, here we go. So today, here, yes, indeed. Today 17, 68-ish, I suppose. Saturday 18, Sunday 21, Monday 21, Tuesday 23, Wednesday 24, Thursday 26. Yeah, we're on our way, baby. So there we are, some nice weather coming around with your going. I think you're allowed to go to the beach now, aren't you? If you want to, as long as you keep social distancing. Social distancing, very, very important. So warming up a little bit. If Kevin's with us today, just let you know, Kevin. Kevin won our Super Chat raffle. Super Chatters raffle yesterday, boys and girls. And he won one of our hats. Oh, it's not there now. Of course it's not. It's in the post. Oh, I'm so stupid. Kevin's hat is now in the post after the show yesterday. Jumped on my bicycle and, well, I didn't actually. I had lunch first because I realised it got very late yesterday. I looked at the clock when I got downstairs. It was like 12:15 and I thought, how is that so late? And I realised I've been sitting here chatting for about 2.5 hours yesterday. I certainly don't intend to do that today. Certainly not with the time that we've started. Far too late this morning. Far too late. I was having a FaceTime with Stacey, actually, my nephew's wife. Having a good chat with her because Gary has been camping. Harry's birthday yesterday. He had a lovely birthday. He's 7 years old now. And they went camping last night in the back garden, under the gazebo. So not too much of a problem if it was going to start raining or not. But they had a good time. And Gary set up this tent thing. And I remember saying to him, to his wife yesterday on the phone, I said, I remember camping. You know, and don't get me wrong, I had a wonderful time in the Scouts camping. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Could I now go and sleep on a hard, cold floor? You know, with a ground sheet, I don't think I could do it again. I don't think I could. So I'm telling it to them. I said, I don't think I could sleep on a hard floor again. Oh, no, we've got blow-up mattresses. I mean, blow-up mattresses? Well, it's hardly camping, is it? Blow-up mattresses and comfort in a tent? I've never heard anything like it. Glamping, that's what they're doing. Glamping. That's exact. They're not camping at all. It's It's called glamping. Yeah, where it's not too much trouble. Blow up mattresses. No, wait for it. That's not all. Hot water bottles. When did we have a hot water bottle in the Scouts when we were camping? No. I couldn't believe it. Anyway, they had a nice time last night. Little picture coming up in a moment to show you of them in the tent. Here in the tent was my nephew Gary and his son for his birthday, Harry. It was like a birthday treat thing. Oh, it's wonderful. Wait till you see the photo. Get your tissues ready because you want to cry. There'll be a tear in your eye when you see the love that's in that tent. All right. There was Evie as well. Evie is my one of my great nieces. She's 8. Who the hell is calling that now? Must be joking. My niece, who did I say? My great niece Evie. She was in there for a period of time, but she got too cold and she was scared because of all the horror things in Gary's garden. Because it was all very... Oh, sorry, Mandy. It was all very scary in there. Where is the next spider coming from? Cockroaches and creepy crawlers, they are all there, waiting to enter your tent, crawling slowly under your bed. Anyway, so she got too scared, and she was a bit cold, so she came back in the house. But Gary and Harry stayed out there all night, and I think they had a wonderful time. Harry was already up this morning. I had another FaceTime with Stacey, his wife, this morning, asking about the campion, and I received this photograph. Yeah, check that out. I can't believe it. Not only have they got blow-up mattresses in there, they got bleeding iPads as well. For God's sake, man, how thick are those blankets? I never had a thick blanket like that. So they look quite comfortable and cosy, and they stayed in there all night long. And I just think that's blooming marvellous. I'm jealous. I'm actually jealous. Good luck to him. When I woke up this morning, Harry was up. Gary was still asleep in there, so it can't have been that uncomfortable, can it? I've got a 2-man tent. I might put that in my garden and have a little camp in there, perhaps. I love it. So that's yesterday, and as I say, I cycled yesterday to and from the delivery office, and on the way back, I just popped in to see my friend Ronnie, who I haven't seen for some time. He had what did he have to give me? A bottle of that Domino. You know that red sauce, Domino? What is it? Red, the bottle of the red stuff. He had some of that to give me. He said, have that with some pasta. So he put it outside there, you know. I'm standing at the end of the path. We had a minor conversation. I went up really to see him because he's not well at the moment. He suffers terribly with his chest. And all his face is puffed up like that, which I think it must be the very high pollen count. You know, I've been experiencing tight chest for a while, 2 days, worrying tight chest, you know, where the more you think, I'm sure some of it's anxiety, I'm sure it is, and the more you think about it, the worse it seems to become. And you start doing something and it's gone. until you remember it was there a little while ago, you know. And I've had that for 2 days. Well, his face is up like this, and he's coughing and spluttering. He's spent 24 hours asleep. This is not a new thing. This happens to him on a regular occurrence. Got a nebulizer and all that. So I wanted to go up and see him, and of course I stood at the end of the path there, and sort of waved a couple of times, and then he went. I went and picked up my what is it called? Domino sauce or whatever it is like that, and brought that back with me. On the way back, I went past Homebase again. I wanted to see if the queue was still outside Homebase that was there about a week ago. Do you remember I told you? Yep, it's still there. My God. I can't believe the queue of people trying to get into Sainsbury's. It's Homebase, not Sainsbury's, is it? Homebase. So if this was Homebase, right? I'm now going to draw you a diagram. Oh, so many talents. I'm now going to draw you a diagram, okay? 1 second. Let me just pull this up here and let me see how we're doing on the super chats this morning. Not super chats. Okay, I've got some videos. I've got a lovely video to show you this morning, actually. A really, really nice video to show you this morning. If you want to see it, we need 22 likes. We need 22 likes to show you, not one, but 2 videos this morning. 22 likes. I've got another video from George Bond, okay, of him doing archery. Which is quite sweet, actually, I have to admit, except for the one swear word in there, which I haven't removed. So be warned. Be warned on that. And I have a video of Mick and some garden features that is lovely, actually. That is built Mandy. So there we are. Okay, now I'm now going to draw a small diagram, boys and girls. Just a moment, please. So if this is... So that's Sainsbury's. Let me just... But no, it's Homebase. And I'll do the car park. The car park is kind of like... So there's an entrance there. There's an entrance there. Entrance there. And there's an entrance there. Entrance there. And the queue of people... Okay? The queue of people is going to be the little dots. I can't wait to show you this, because you won't believe it. It's a massive car park. Okay, it's a really big, possibly not as big as the ones you see in America at the various malls and things like that, but it is necessarily, and his cars are here. Cars. There's there's more cars than I've put here, actually. Cars. Right, let's have a look. There you go. Right, so that's where the home base is. Right, this is the queue, the dots. The dots is the queue of people going around the outside. I mean, for Christ's sake, you must be desperate to do up your house. Why would you want to wait all that time? I can't believe it. Wouldn't you have it just delivered? They deliver stuff. There's no way I'd stand in a queue for that long. Mind you, they've probably got nothing else to do, I suppose. That's just how it is. This is all cars here. Loads of cars in the car park. The car park is actually bigger than it looks on here. But that's it. The dots is the queue of people. Well, you know how it is when you go into Homebase, right? You might go in for a tin of paint, and then you start wandering, don't you? Wandering. Not wandering. You start wandering about looking at stuff, don't you? Huh? I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. How long people would stand in that queue for whatever they want. They can't all... I understand if you've got a hole in the roof or something like that, but they can't all have something terribly wrong with their houses, can they? You know? Ugh, terrible. Anyway, so that was Homebase yesterday. Came back here, cut my grass. Now, why have I got a number 22 there? I don't know what that 22 means there. I've got 22 in a. Oh no, that's the amount of likes we need this morning. 22. Have we got 15 so far? Okay, so keep your likes coming up there. Cut the grass, and I'm putting the lawnmower back, and I notice a little bit of the shed has rotted. I mean, rotted so bad that you can see the light, which is not good. Especially as it's not the side, it's a bit of the top. There's kind of a top bit, which is a plastic thing. Me and my mate replaced that a few years ago. Corrugated plastic, which is great when you first get it, but it goes brittle. It goes brittle, so you mustn't drop anything on it. Cats run along that sometimes. One of them's going to come a cropper. I just hope it doesn't hurt itself when it goes through. But yeah, so I've got that there. And then down here, there's a bit of wood, and a bit of wood there, and then a bit of wood there, right? This bit of wood, part of this, is so badly rotted, it's gone through now, right? So I need to get either a piece of wood. I think I'd be better off shoving a piece of perspex on there, don't you? And then that wouldn't rot. Or I suppose I could have got a piece of treated timber and paint it with waterproof paint. What do you think, boys? The boys will help me with that one. I could ring up my brother-in-law. He'll be able to assist me with that. Either a piece of perspex or just a piece of long wood. Maybe painted properly with... then you just have to keep painting the damn thing, though, don't you? Well, I can't be doing maintenance on the house, dear. It gets on my nerves. So last night I had this jar of the pasta sauce and some pasta in my cupboard, which I've had for ages and ages. It just doesn't get used. And I thought, well, I don't really know what to do with this. So I rang up my nephew Gary, and he says you just heat it up. Just pour the thing in there. I said, well, how much of this do I need? He said, well, 1 jar does all of us. Okay, well, I'll use half a jar. So I put that in a saucepan, and he said you chop up something with it, maybe onions and peppers. So I had onions and peppers and something else, I think. Onions, peppers and something else. Can't remember. Mushrooms, he said, but I didn't have any mushrooms. So I just had onions and peppers. So I chopped those up, fried those off for a little bit, put them in the Domino sauce, add the pasta on, and what a lovely meal. Oh, what an absolutely delicious meal that was. Really tomato, really tangy. Very nice indeed. So that's what I had last night for dinner. And then after that, I went up to see if I could see the satellites again. I think this is the 3rd or 4th time I've been up there. And I checked it all out before in the newspapers. Yes, satellites last night, 10:28 or 10:29, something like that. I was up in position by about 10:15 with my binoculars. And it was a clear sky last night. I could see a lot. And as I said before, you know, if you can think you can see a lot through your naked eye, wait till you look through a pair of binoculars. All these stars appear. Oh, it's wonderful. Wonderful. And on the advice of Artie, who's with us sometimes, on the advice of Artie, I laid on my back. There was no one up there. So I laid down literally on my back, and you can hold them much more still when you're like that. When you're standing up, it's a bit like that because it's so close, and I mean, you shake a bit. But not if you're laying on your back. So I'm laying on my back, looking at all this stuff, keeping an eye on the time. And it came to time and no satellites again. Very, very disappointed. I mean, I saw 2 satellites, separate ones. Some of them move ever so fast. Some move slow and some move fast. I mean, ever so fast they're going, some of them. And they're quite dim. The little satellites are quite dim. So I saw 2 satellites and I saw a rather bright shooting star, which went across the sky. But I didn't see the line of satellites. Really disappointed. Really disappointed. But there you go. So it's 3 or 4 times now. And I don't know if I'll bother trying again, but if I keep going up there, it'll be all right. See, if I was up at the caravan, I can see so much of the sky from my little veranda because it's south-facing. They were going last night, according to the instructions, from west to south last night. So I had my compass and I'm looking that way. You know, I could see quite a lot of the sky, but nothing really. Never mind. So no satellites. Came back here, watched the latest episode of Killing Eve, where she blows up her mum. That was quite good. Eve wasn't in it yesterday, actually, just the Russian girl. And I also spoke to my neighbour yesterday, Dave, who said, have you had your car out at all, Chris? I said, no. No, I said, it's been in that garage now about 5 weeks. He said, you need to give it a little bit of a run. I said, is that to keep things lubricated? He said, well, that can probably go for quite some time sitting in there. It's the tyres. If you don't move it, I believe the tyres can get a little bit flat on one bit and that might damage the tyres. Again, the blokes on here will know about that. I don't know anything about it. So I might give that a little bit of a run today. I might take the car out. I'll go down to the cheap petrol place. Yeah, I wouldn't normally go out of my way to go and buy petrol, but just to give the car a run, you understand what I mean? So I can go down to the Esso garage, which is in near Egham. Oh, it's lovely down, very green. There's also a big war memorial up there somewhere. It's huge. This place is huge. It sits on the top of a hill, and I've been there once before, and I might take a little drive up there. If there's too many cars around, I won't go in there, and that could be my exercise, walking around there for an hour or so, couldn't it, really? So I think I'll be doing that today. All right. I was talking to my sister just before we were on the show today, which is why I'm a bit late there. And she was saying it's very sad, really. 2 shops have now closed in Woodhall Spa for good. And that's where she lives in Lincolnshire. The florist, she said, it wasn't a particularly good florist. She used to get manky flowers. And I think I sent my sister years ago a bunch of flowers from there, possibly for Valentine's Day or birthday, something like that. I can't remember. It's years ago, but 15 to 20 years ago now. I sent her some flowers from me. Where'd you get these flowers from? They're not very good. How rude. How rude. Never look a gift. She didn't get another bunch since then. She didn't get another bunch. That was it. Rude. She said, manky flowers arrived. Manky. So the florist has gone there, and also the health shop, which was run by a little old lady, apparently, in Woodhall Spa, and she closed up as soon as the lockdown started and sold everything off cheap, and she's not coming back. But apparently the florist has simply disappeared. It's just gone. No one knows what's happened. Perhaps the Triffids came and ate them. Day of the Triffids. That's a good film. Have you seen that? Day of the Triffids. Someone was on the Facebook last night asking for what films could you recommend at the moment? We don't like horror films, so I recommended to them Outbreak and Pandemic. There you go. That'll scare you. What's this vehicle tax reminder? Have I done this? Oh, I hope so. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's not on the road, does it? It doesn't matter. Do we get a refund from our vehicle tax or anything like that? Now, clearly, boys and girls, I'm very, very pleased to tell you that clearly the government is watching this programme, boys and girls. I'm pretty sure that the government is watching this programme. On this show yesterday, were we not talking about potholes? Were we? We were talking about potholes, and I've seen these potholes being created by the people from British Gas, the electric board, all those people, the water people, the cable companies, councils. I've seen them installing potholes in roads. When the barriers come out, and the axle grinder, that noise, and they're cutting holes in the road. I've seen them doing it. Well, the government clearly has been watching this programme and is taking action. In today's Metro, the government have announced you can't get your head around the figures, can you? A £2 billion to upgrade the UK's roads and railways. Wow. £2 billion. That will take the pressure off public transport as more return to work. So, whereas they've been trying to get us out of the cars onto public transport, haven't they? You know they've been doing that over the years. They've made it difficult to drive through London at any speed by installing endless cycle lanes and changing the lights so that you keep having to stop all the time, whereas before you used to be able to drive all the way through. Well, now they're spending some money on the roads. And you can understand why, to stop people getting close to each other. It says, speaking during the daily number 10 press briefing. God, how boring is that? Oh, and the questions from thick people. Really stupid, thick people. And the sort of questions are, I've got a lung condition, should I be going on the bus or not? I mean, what would you do? Haven't you got the common sense to know that, no, you should not be getting on a bus? I won't get on a bus. I just don't understand it. I really cannot understand thick people like that. How they want their hand held and to be told what to do all the time. No common sense whatsoever, these people. Oh, I've just had a baby. Would it be safe for me to take it on the train at the moment? Would you take it on the train at the moment? Well, I don't know. Should I or shouldn't I? I just can't believe the stupidity of people. I wouldn't. No. But they need to be told. And no one's using their blooming common sense anymore. Speaking during the daily number 10 press briefing, where they stand there and I don't even go there. Transport Secretary has said the quiet roads and railways during lockdown have allowed workers to carry out the upgrade programme without severely disrupting service. And we've seen this here in Bracknell. There's a particular road that goes... you can travel between the M3 and the M4 through Bracknell. Not one direct road, but sort of through and around. And there's a bit of road which goes past the Shell petrol station and then goes left to the M4. That road has been closed this week. Now, they've been working on this road, I tell you, for months. And it used to be a single lane going between a specific roundabout and another roundabout, right? After which it became 2 lanes. And it's 2 lanes before, 2 lanes after, but there was only a single lane. And it used to get very congested here, and there was always a queue of traffic going between the two, right? And then, here's the stupidity of it, right? A few years ago, they decided to make the top part of the single lane road 2 lanes, right? So you come round, there's 2 lanes going to the roundabout, okay? And you go to the roundabout and you go either round or that way or that. This particular road, so you get to the roundabout, 2 lanes, 2 lanes, 2 lanes, and then to turn left down to the M4 was 1 lane, right? So you'd have to you'd have to be in that lane to go round, yeah? Well, some bonzo up at the council or wherever it was decided to make that single lane road down to the M4 2 lanes, but only that bit there. So all this 2-lane cars, they carry on round the roundabout, 2 lanes, and then that's 1 lane. What was the point? And I said to my mate, why didn't they just make it both lanes all the way down? Oh, well, maybe they can't. Maybe they've got to take too much of that little bit there, which is actually nothing. There's nothing there. It's just like a hill, and there's like an underpass underneath this particular road. But no, they just made the 2 lanes. And I'm like, how much money was wasted on doing that? And he said to me, the trouble is with these councils, they get to the end of their financial year, and if they haven't spent the money that they're allocated, then they lose it. And that's why. So that's been going on for a while. And then lo and behold, about, I don't know how much long ago now, maybe 6 months, 7 months ago, suddenly they coned off that second... they not coned off, but that bit of land there, suddenly that was all barriered around, and loads of stones and things appeared in little piles. And then a couple of machines arrived. Okay. And then the other side of that road, which is 2 lanes, there's 3 lanes, you see. The other side of the road that goes that way, which is 2 lanes, they coned off one of those lanes. I thought, well, what's going on here? So someone has now decided that the 2 lanes at the top of that 1 lane weren't enough. So they've gone all the way down there. Well, why didn't they just do that in the first place? It's such a load of money wasted. It's unbelievable. It really is. Anyway, so that part of the road, I noticed, and they've been doing it while it's been open. So, difficult, I suppose. All this traffic is building up behind because they're doing roadworks there. Well, they've now closed that road completely. And they're just getting on with it, you see, which is, I suppose, every cloud has a silver lining again. They're now able to do that work fairly quickly. Because there's not too many cars on the road, and the cars are now being routed via another way at the moment. But yes, as mentioned with the potholes, see, this Transport Secretary, Grant Sharps, who is clearly a viewer to this show, has been watching and said the quiet roads and railways during lockdown have allowed workers to carry out the upgrade programme without severely disrupting services. He's added that the nation has a civic duty to avoid public transport if possible, so it doesn't become significantly overwhelmed as the economy is carefully and cautiously restarted. Distancing on public transport will be near impossible. It's just impossible. How can you do it? You can't do it. Can't do it. What are you supposed to have to do? 10 people on a bus? You just can't do it, can you? He added projects would normally take years have been completed in just weeks, and it's now time to question why the bureaucratic bindweed makes British infrastructure some of the costliest and slowest in Europe to build. Well, the Chinese can do it, can't they? They decide to build an airport, right, and they just do it. It's none of this months and years of consultation. Look at that Heathrow Terminal 3. God, well, they won't need that now, will they? Years and years they spoke about that, and it still goes on. Still haven't started it. How many years has that been going on? It says they've got £17 billion. I mean, I could just have a small fraction of that for myself. Be quite nice, wouldn't it? £17 billion for local roads, making journeys smoother and safer for drivers, hauliers, motorcyclists, cyclists, pedestrians and others. Here it is. Here's the bit he heard on the show. By filling in. They've suddenly realised they actually have to fill in potholes and not create them. By filling in millions of dangerous potholes, we can make our roads safer and encourage more people to cycle or even take part in the upcoming e-scooter trials. They're going to start allowing e-scooters on the roads, which I think are fantastic little things, if you've got sensible people driving them. But if they're anything like some of the cyclists, oh my God, shocking really. But that's a good idea. It's excellent. Of course, potholes much more dangerous to cyclists than they are to cars, and they can come up very suddenly. You just don't notice them, and bang, you're off that bike, possibly underneath an articulated lorry or something. So that's good news for the cyclists there as well, really. It says they've got a network of rapid charging stations for electric cars. That's also going to be built along with an expansion of such facilities at motorway service stations. So that's excellent. But of course, for ages and ages, they've been telling us get out of the cars and onto the public transport. Now that's changed. And quite honestly, I suppose, what else are you supposed to do? Either take your chances on a bus, don't get on a bus. Please, if do not get on a bus or a train. This thing can get anyone. Don't take the risk. It's not worth it. But now we all have to get back in our cars again. I wonder what old Greta Thunberg thinks about that one. How are we doing? 21 likes. 2 more likes, boys and girls. And then we'll be able to do the videos and that. Meanwhile, a super chat has poured into the studio. Oh, sorry. There we go. Thank you very much to Sam Thomas. £2 super chat from Sam. He wants to know he's been asleep for 48 hours. Are you not well, Sam? That happened to my mate. I said 24 hours, but it was one time he was asleep for 24 hours. So there we are. Not good at all. I'm going to come to some of your messages now, gang. Sam Thomas. Sam, I don't think you've been there for a while, so this is a new thing we're doing, Sam. For everyone who sends a super chat in, I will give you a super chat raffle ticket, okay? These are only for super chatters, okay, as a way of saying thank you. Okay, so you get 2 free raffle tickets, 1 for each pound there. And this is for the super... Do you know what? I've put the wrong tickets in there. Hang on a minute. Let's chuck those away. They're the wrong colour ones. Chuck those away. Pink ones on there, aren't we? Done the wrong tickets then. Hang on. 133 and 134. And every Thursday, we have a new raffle just for the super chatters, Sam. And this week's prize, I shall reveal to you in a moment. Hang on, let me write these down for you. 133 and 134 for you there, Sam. All right, 133 and 134 for you. They go in there, in our super chatter raffle retention unit, ticket retention unit. All right. The raffle for that one is next Thursday, and that's the prize. Okay. All right. So if you want to go in for that one, if anyone's tipping us this morning, it's 1 ticket for each pound. Okay, you get a ticket for each pound. If you send one of those super chat stickers, then $1.99 gets you two tickets. All right, my loves, or whatever you want after that. Okie doke. Right, let's just scroll down to the bottom and work upwards, I think, today. 24 likes. Okay, we're ready to show you those videos. Let's just say hello to Michael Lawrence. Let's go up there. I said 22 likes, thank you. Mick Davenport. Oh, Mick's got a couple there as well. All right, Mikey boy. 19 and 20. Have you got a clock yet, Mick? Hang on. Oh, I've done it again. Look, I pulled out the wrong ones. That's all right. I'll use those later. Pink, aren't we? 2 for Mick Davenport as well. 135 and 136 for you this morning, Mick. Let's just read some of those. There we are. Mick Davenport. Mick. Dav. Mick. Dav. There you go, Mick. 135 and 136 for you. Okay. Can you see? Oh, I can't see myself. 1 minute. I want to make sure you see these. There you go. Mick Dave. Mick Dave, you go on us. There we are. That's for you. Okay. And, Sam. Okay, another 2 for Sam there. All right, Sam. 137 and 138 for you, Sam. 1 minute. Oh, Christ. 137 and 138. There we are. There we are. All right. There you go. 137 and 138. Oops. For you there, Sam. Okay. All right. There you go. And that's next Thursday, the raffle for those. Okay. Oh, and Shania as well. Oh, come on. Can't move on with the show here, dear. They got mad on the raffle tickets. Shania. Yeah. Don't go too mad on your raffle tickets, boys and girls, you know. Just one now and again if you know, tips if you want, you know, just one quid here and a quid there. You don't have to sort of, I mean, don't go mad and spend all your money here, for Christ's sake, you know. I know how tight it is for some of you. There you go, Shania. Couple for you there, my love. All right. Let's just scroll up and see if I can do anything. Shania says, I won't have a choice to get on a bus if I have to go back to work. Can you not... How far do you have to go, Shania? Is a bicycle out of the question for you? Is a bicycle out of the question for you? Sean wants 5. Gosh. Okay, Sean. There we are. 141 to 142 for you, Sean. Thank you, Sean. There you go. 5 for you there, Sean. 141 to 142 to 143 to 144 to 145. Oh, my God, you're tipping a lot today. Is it been a good show? I thought it was crap. I was listening to myself talking and I thought, what a load of crap this is this morning. But it's funny how you get in the flow of something, you know, while you're chatting away sometimes. And you do get carried away. But you want to finish what you're talking about, you know. If you keep just referring to chat all the time, then you never get to the end of the story and you start getting lost and things like that. As you know from the past shows. That's why I don't look at it too much now. There are 146 and 147 for you, Mr. Peter Paliwoda. Okay, let's just do some of your messages there, gang. Morning to Rachel, Mick Davenport there, Kevin James. Thank you very much, Kevin. Let's do. Oh, we got a few of those to do, haven't we? So we got Peter Paliwoda. We got Sean Pye's super chat there. We got Shania Steele's super chat there this morning. We got Sam Thomas's super chat. Oh, the till's gone wrong. Can you reboot the system? I should have a blokey, you know, like they do at Sainsbury's, who's dealing with 10 checkouts. They work hard, don't they? The little red light flashes on top of your till, doesn't it? And they come running over. Everything all right? I said, yeah, it's telling me to take something off there again. And they don't. I think I've only been checked once, where they look in your bag to check that you haven't nicked something. Maybe I have an honest. I wouldn't nick anything from a supermarket. Seriously, I wouldn't. I would not. I'd be terrified of being caught. I would be absolutely. Can you just imagine? And it's happened to me. This has happened to me where I bought something. I don't think from a supermarket. Maybe Boots. Might have been razors years ago. I've gone out the door and the alarm's gone off. Oh my God, the embarrassment. The embarrassment. I'd be terrified. I don't suppose they've got anything on the banana or an apple or something like that, unless there's some sort of magnetic code embedded in the apple somewhere. But I suppose I haven't got anything on there. I'd be absolutely terrified that someone was going to come up. Excuse me, sir, could you come this way, please? And the people looking at you as well. Oh, no. I've seen it. I've seen stuff getting nicked. I have. Awful. So where do we get to? Shania's had hers. Sam Thomas. There you go, Sam. Couple for you there. Mick Davenport, yeah, we've forgotten that, haven't we? We've been forgetting that. And there was another one from Sam earlier. So there we are. Okie doke. Thanks very much for your little tips this morning. Shania, 14 miles, so no. Oh, come on, Shania. 14 miles on a bike? You do that in an hour and a half, my love. Have you got little legs? Oh, bless them. The little legs are going round and round. Shania. And she's got long hair. The wind should be like, you know, like those girls that sing on the Eurovision Song Contest where they've got a fan in front of their faces and the wind is sweeping back like that. That'd be Shania on her bike. I'm sorry. These little legs are going around like a hamster on a wheel. Come on, get yourself an electric bike, Shania. Can you afford one? They're a little bit pricey, but you'd save on your bus fares, of course. That's what you need, Shania. Electric bike, my love. Is Daddy watching? There's your Christmas or birthday present. Yes, electric bike. You might have to have that electric bike over several celebratory occasions, like birthday, Christmas. You know, that is the present for both occasions, my dear. Peter, celebrities that got caught shoplifting. Oh, there's a lot of those. They get bored. They got all that money and they got nothing to do with it, so they go and shoplift to see if they can get away with it. Awful. Can you imagine, like, if you were on a bike and you were quite close to the edge of the road? Maybe not so much on the Isle of Wight, but certainly going through London or something like that. And you might have a pair of knickers on, and they're a bit loose. Do you know what I mean? They're a little bit loose, and you've seen some of these. Oh, it's always the ones who are out of shape, aren't it? Isn't it? Like me, like I'm out of shape. Okay, it's always someone like me, and they've got these. I've seen girls with G-strings on, dear. It's not a pleasant, whatever shape they are. Mind you, that might be because of my bleeping puff, dear. Doesn't do anything for me. You can see possibly Shania, not Shania, but someone in London, someone who's cycling away in London like that, and they got like a pair of, and the knickers are a bit loose where they've done well. They've been to the Slimming World or something like that, you know, where I went, and it works. They've been to the Slimming World. They're doing quite well, and their knickers are a little bit loose now, and they're sticking out from the top of their trousers. And they're going past, and you know all those poles in the road? They're going past, and one gets caught on a pole where he'd be yanked off the bike, wouldn't you? How awful! I must check YouTube videos to see if there's any of those. Thank you for reminding me for the super chat noise there. It's very, very important. Morning to Sabrina there. Let's just go up a little bit there. Rachel's got sinkholes. Have you got a sinkhole? What, a big one? Oh, they're frightening. They just appeared, didn't they? Usually, isn't it a mine shaft or something down there from many, many years ago? Possibly hundreds of years ago sometimes, a couple of 100 years ago, like from the 18 or 1700s when they were digging up the coal. What an awful job. Coal mining. Oh, my God. I feel sorry for very brave and proper men up in Yorkshire and Wales and places like that who used to go down mines. Sod that. No, thank you very much. I wouldn't want to do that. Good. Okay, morning to Adam the plumber. The roads are getting a bit busier, but the train stations are still completely empty and deserted. Ah, right, okay. Rachel, will you be able to drive to your caravan now? Lockdown eased, yes, but you can't stay away from your house. That's the only thing. I could go up to the caravan, but it would take me 3.5 hours from here to get there on a clear run, right? I'll be able to stay there a few hours and then I'd have to come back again. 3.5 hours, that's a lot of driving in one day. Not allowed to stay away from home at the moment, Rachel, unfortunately. No. Good. Right. Okay. Let's show you these little videos and Rachel, the road has been closed off for months. Gosh. Dreadful. Morning, Fran. Hello to Fran. Little England. No, Little Britain, you mean Slimming World. Oh, hello, fatties. How are you today? Little Britain, wasn't it? Hello, fatties. How are you today? And, she's so hilarious. I like the racist one. You know, she does the racist one. And, hello, how are you today, Mrs. Pat, How are you today, Mrs. Patel? Oh, thank you very much. I'm feeling very well. Sorry? I'm feeling very well. Sorry? She's so racist. But it's humour, you see. It's comedy, irony and satire. And so many of the bleep millennials just don't get it. We all do. We all can see when someone's having a laugh. But you see, the joke is on her for being so racist. It's not on the person who is of another colour. But these, and again, thick, stupid people who just don't get the comedy anymore. I think they lead very sad, lonely, pathetic lives, don't they? Their idea of comedy is to laugh at people on the telly who are rowing. The Only Way is Essex, Big Brother. That's their idea of comedy. They find it funny that people are rowing on the telly. That's their idea of comedy. They're horrified by Dad's army. Oh, it's really cool against the Germans. No, they're not Germans. They're Nazis. Big difference. Big difference. Thick people. They really are thick. Right, let's show you these videos that you've kindly sent your likes in for this morning. First of all, I'd like to show you a video that Mick Davenport had. Oh, what's he say that? How would they know if you were there, Chris? How would they police it? Oh, no, not going. Because one of you would tell them. I'm absolutely serious. The people that are on this chat room, there will be someone, as soon as they notice I was at the caravan illegally, you'd be straight onto the police. Oh, there's this bloke that does a chat show. I know it for a fact. I know it for a fact. You know, probably the same person that likes to put a little thumbs down on there. Although I've noticed it's when a certain person is here and when they're not here as when that thumbs down appears. I've noticed that. Don't think I haven't noticed that. To try and upset me. But anyway, let's show you that. Yes, someone would absolutely report me. They would absolutely report me. I know they would. Okie doke. Oh, there's another one from Sam. Thank you, Sam. You're sending all your cash in this morning. Do you still watch Love Island? No, I don't watch Love Island, mate. That's the worst one of the lot. I mean, they look very nice to look at, you know, and you wouldn't say no to one of the lads or one of the girls if you were offered, were you? You know, but, you know, once those looks have appeared, what have you got behind those looks? Look at all the people on here, the wonderful characters that we have on here. You've all got something on here, you know, something to offer. Sam Thomas, there you go, 148 and 149 for the super chat there. You've all got something to offer. Everyone, you know. Mick has his personality. Jason, we've all got personalities here. Kevin James, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But those people on Love Island, when they come off there and they stop looking so nice, and it will happen, it happens to everyone. I mean, the only person who has not lost their looks, from what I can see, is me. Funny that, isn't it? Here I am looking probably even better than I did in my 20s. As I'm sure most of you will agree. But come on, let me show you these videos. First of all, Mick's sent in a video of a water feature. Let me just read the email in that he sent with it. Where are we now? Mick, here we are. Mandy. Hi, Chris. Here's the water feature. Here's the 2 water features I made today. Thanks from Mick Davenport. So have a look at these. They're very nice. Look at that. There you go. Isn't that pretty? I can't actually hear sound on that. I haven't set the thing on properly, but there we go. I do like a water feature. Is that one there? There's one there with a like blue and white thing going around there. And the plants and that. Oh, is that it? It's quite a quick. That's quite quick, that was, wasn't it? So thank you very much for that, Mick. If you want to send anything, as always, gang, send it on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And also, James Bond has sent another video of him doing archery. Be warned, there is a little swear word in here that I could have cut it out, but it would have taken time, and I only picked up the emails this morning. All right, so there wasn't really time to take the word out. So be warned, there's only one swear word in here, but here's James Bond doing a bit of archery.
I goes on Chris's YouTube video. Today I'm shooting a bow. Of course, it's a flat bow. If anybody's an archer, comment on Chris's channel. I'll probably be watching it tomorrow. Oh, Chris, do not put it on unless I'm on it. If you watch this before you start putting it on the video. Yeah, shooting fast flight string. Henry Dominic, £5. Wooden arrows. Time starts now. Take 1. God's sake, so I have to be careful because what I say. That's better. Oh, bollocks. Back to you, Christopher Reedon, UK Kingdom Talk. Bye.
Thank you, James. Excellent, sweet video there. I like the bit where he swears. Believe me, I'm much worse than that, James. George, I beg your pardon. I'm much worse than that, George. An occasional swear. If you're going to send in videos, try not to swear, please, boys and girls. But what a lovely, sweet video. And he tells us all a little bit about it there and how much the wooden arrows come in there. They're very powerful, aren't they? I don't think I'd like to use something like that. I'd be scared that this arrow was going to fly off and end up in a cat's eye or something like that. Fantastic. Well done, George. Well done, George. Jason says Chris needs to let George try and hit an apple on his head. I don't think that's going to happen. Be a bit like the Golden Shot. Remember the Golden Shot on the telly? That was a wonderful programme, wasn't it? It was a quiz show back in the 60s and 70s. Some of you will know it. The younger people won't have seen it. But it's similar to that, except you weren't actually, I don't think you were actually holding the bow. You had it like on a, it was a crossbow. So it was on some sort of stand and you moved it around and tried to hit apples in the screen. And then there was one which people had blindfolds on, and they'd have to call someone who was watching the show and they'd tell them what to do. Move it forward, move it back, up a bit, left a bit, right a bit, and they'd push this button and this bolt would go out. Well, there were a couple of occasions where this bolt went flying across the studio, and quite honestly, someone was very lucky not to be killed. I remember that happening twice, actually. But very, very good indeed. Very good indeed, Golden Shot. Morning to John Parrish there. Hello to John. Claire says, I used to be an archer years ago. Met my partner at Laleham. Oh, I can't quite see that. My eyes are a little bit blurry today. Laleham Archery Club in 1985. He got to be a master bowman. Me, not so good. No, I wouldn't be very good at that. I've got an air rifle, actually. That I've got, and a little target thing, and I wasn't very good with that at all. No, not good with that at all, unfortunately. Sam reckons that piece was better than the rest of my show. Thanks very much, Sam. That's going to cost you another £100, please, for that comment. But very, very good indeed there. Very good indeed, and I can see you enjoyed Mick's video on there as well. If I can just request, boys and girls, when you're taking these photographs and things like that, if you can hold your camera like that rather than that, and we can fill the whole screen then, you see. Okay, so yeah, do that rather than that when you're doing your films, and then we can fill the whole screen. Don't know why George's video was slightly off at the side. I did try and stretch it out, but it wasn't happening there. But it looked pretty good, I thought. So I think, I'm not sure George is with us anymore. on the show today anyway. Mick's going to buy Mandy a mobility scooter. It won't have a horn. I'll have a whip attached to it. Excellent news. No, why would she need one of those? You should be blooming well pushing her around. Or are you in a wheelchair as well? If you're trouble of... Here's an idea for you, actually. I've got anyone who has trouble moving around. You're going to love this story. It's in the Daily Mail today. And you'll probably realise where we're going with the story. This is it. NASA, that's the important space type people. Space. The final frontier. Here is the space, the final... These are the... Space. The final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission to explore new places, to seek out new life and boldly go where no man has gone before. Da, 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 da. We did that as a question on the Quiz Tuesday. Yes, we did. Anyway, NASA's created a new mini-Mars rover that will be able to climb hills even if they're covered in sand and gravel. Perfect for future exploration missions. Driven by the knowledge that the rolling hills of Mars are a long way from the nearest tow truck, the tech researchers created a more resilient wiggling vehicle. It wiggles. Can you wiggle? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Can you wiggle? I can't wiggle very well. A lot of the younger people on the TikTok videos can. They can do wiggling, can't they, Rachel? I think it's an age thing, darling. I can't do it. Can you do wiggling, Rachel? I bet Rachel can do wiggling. She says, it says, unlike the NASA Curiosity rover currently on Mars, or NASA Perseverance launching this summer, this mini design can walk, paddle and wheel spin on its way up a hill. Might try that myself. The team created the mini vehicle based on the NASA Resource Prospector rover that can wiggle its wheels to enhance and test the design. And I thought this is an excellent idea. 3D printed parts. These 3D printing machines, they make bits and material on there as well. And I thought this is an excellent idea. You know, anyone who's a bit harder walking, I'm not sure, Mick, where you are on the sort of whole mobility thing. But you could have these little wheels fitted, couldn't you? I bet you can't wiggle, can you, Mick? Can you wiggle? You could maybe have your legs chopped off and have some of those little wheels put on. That'd be quite good, wouldn't it, you know? You can have a little wiggle as you're going along that. I think Mandy Davenport might fancy you again if you started wiggling a bit more. Where is Mandy this morning anyway? I haven't seen her this morning. Where's Mandy this morning? She could have a little bit of a wiggle as well with you. Couldn't you, Mandy, eh? Let's wiggle together, Mandy. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let's wiggle together now. Is there wiggle music? Have I got wiggle music? Let's have a look. What wiggle music have we got? Let's try these. Here we go. There you are, Mick. Can you see yourself doing that at all, Mick? A little bit of a wiggle going on there. Morning to Dino. Good morning, Dino. That's what we want, a little bit of wiggling in our lives. Next time you go down to the supermarket or something like that, you wiggle away, gang. Don't be boring like the rest of them in there. You know, the mothers with the buggies. You're looking at my kids. Anyone like that? Don't be miserable like them, darlings. Wiggle your way around the supermarket with mask. Morning to Maureen joining us today. Hello to Maureen. Just texting into the show. Good morning, Maureen. Incidentally, those of you watching on a large screen should have seen an improvement in the picture quality. I know it was good before, but I've upped the quality that comes out of me. I looked it all up, you see. It takes me a while to get around to these things, years sometimes, to improve technology. Here's one from Terry. Morning, Terry Turner. Terry in Huntingdon. I cannot believe the utterly thick and stupid people that are queuing up at garden centres and fast food drive-ins. Oh, have you seen them? queuing outside. They were queuing outside Kentucky. That's the other thing I saw yesterday. They were queuing outside Kentucky Fried Chicken. Not only that, and I've got to say, he was gorgeous. They got a security bloke, not at the front of the shop, but at the barrier of where the cars come in. It's like a one-way thing. So these cars come off the dual carriageway onto like a slip road, right? A side road where there are other businesses. So you've got dual carriageway there, bit of land there, a thin bit of land, and then another almost like a service road, I suppose you call it a service road. And the first thing you come to is the Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think it is, or is that the petrol station first? Either the petrol station or the Kentucky Fried Chicken. I think it's the Kentucky Fried Chicken. So you come to that first, and then you can go into it. Well, there was a drop dead gorgeous security bloke standing at that point, and they were only letting a certain amount of cars in the car park at any one time. They were queuing to get in there yesterday. I don't get it again. Why would you queue for ages to get a blooming box of chicken? You can go and get it and cook it yourself in less than the time that you're sitting with your fat ass in that car because you're too bone-eyed lidle to cook it yourself. Ow, well, we don't know how to cook it. Oh, but come on. Oh. Anyway, this text from Terry, he said, I cannot believe the utterly thick and stupid people queuing up at garden centres and fast food drive-thrus. Now, we're not talking here queuing up for 10 minutes or for 20 minutes. Where they are in that queue they must be in that queue for at least an hour. An hour. Are you that desperate? Why, oh why, have these restrictions slightly been lifted? The rest of the UK are still staying at home. Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland. And I think that's what we should be doing. And that's from Terry in Huntington. So thank you for that, Terry. I'm in complete agreement with that text, I have to say. I am actually in complete agreement with that text there. Oh, George said it's Friday. Did I say it was Thursday at the beginning? What have I got on the cameras today? Don't say I've got the wrong day on there again, have I? Let's have a look. Saturday. Oh, you silly old fool. Oh, I can't get the day. I'm losing the days. I really am. A minute. There you go. There we are. There we are. That's been corrected now for you, okay? I keep getting the days wrong here. I don't know what day it is from one day to the next. I seriously don't. What is it today then? Friday, is it? Friday. Anyone else completely losing track on their days? I am. I've completely lost track of the days. I've sat here. I've got the day wrong twice on that date now. And I sat here yesterday and I was convinced it was Wednesday. And of course it was Thursday. Don't know what day it is anymore. LaBelle, LaBelle, wait, you have Kentucky Fried Chicken in the UK? It's been forever since I was there. Yeah, well, they call it KFC now. If you're old school, you still call it Kentucky Fried Chicken. They call it KFC now. Yeah, we have those here. Yeah, they're very popular, actually. You see, the taste, it's not the chicken that's the taste. It's that crispy bit around it, isn't it? I don't eat it myself. They do a vegan version as well. Probably tastes exactly the same as the normal one. Michael, desperate for a greasy box. Are you like that, Michael? Are you desperate for a greasy box of chicken? Eh? Or a McDonald's? There's nothing wrong with these things. There's nothing wrong with these things, I don't think. Not to be eaten every single day and every meal, but now and again a Kentucky Fried Chicken or a McDonald's, that's fine. No problem at all. And generally I've said before about the whole McDonald's, I don't eat McDonald's. Very, very rare. But I have to say, I've never gone in a dirty McDonald's, never. They always seem to be cleaning their stainless steel down and all this business. And I think particularly good value for money, actually. It's not that expensive to go out and buy a McDonald's meal or something like that. Cheaper in America than it is here, excuse me. But nevertheless, to queue up for an hour and a half, it's just madness. I mean, if I sat in a restaurant and they hadn't served me within 20 minutes, I'm out that door, mate. I'm out the door. Out the door. Worst place was Bill's, a place called Bill's. They've got one in Bracknell, Bills. And nice food. But me and my mate sat there once, over an hour we were waiting, over an hour. And they bought us drinks, and we had some more drinks, just Cokes, nothing alcoholic, Cokes, Coca-Colas. And eventually I went in and I said, we're going now. Oh, Okay, do you want to pay your bill? I said, no, no one's bought anything. Oh, do you want us to check in the kitchen? No, we're going. We're going now, and we're not paying for the drinks either. Goodbye. And I walked out the door. And over and out, they'd forgotten about us. Can I go and... Would you like me to go and check and see if it's ready? No, not after an hour, darling. There we were, getting thinner and thinner by the minute, dear. I practically fell through a drain in the floor by the time I left there. Bill's it was in Bracknell. And then, right, so I wrote a letter. Very sorry and all this. Please come back at our expense. So we went back there sometime later. Same problem. We sat there for 45 minutes waiting to be served. Wasn't busy. God knows who's running that blooming place. Mick, being a man of many talents, I have the ingredient recipe for making my own KFC chicken. I bet you do. Mick's a good cook. He does all stuff like that. LaBelle, desperate for a greasy box. Don't say that here in the US. People might think the wrong thing. Oh, really? Rachel, McDonald's, Kentucky and Fried Chicken and a Pizza Hut. I remember that song. I remember that. Cling on the small ball bell Peter, yes. Excellent song. Shania doesn't do KFC. I don't. They used to do really nice ice creams and they replaced them with some sort of milkshake. I can't remember what it was called now, which was a great shame, really. Steak. Greg's. I am a fan of Greg's, I have to tell you. I am a fan of Greg's. Jason will be pleased to hear that. John's dreading the rallies they are doing this weekend. What rallies are they, John? What's going on there? That's something I don't know about, John. Sean, we can't get a slot to order food online, but we can go to a garden centre and buy a pansy. You don't need to buy a pansy, Sean. You can have me, my love. Do you know, after saying, just after I was saying there, if there was one of those left-wing gays on here, I'd get an email. You can't call yourself that. I call myself what I bleeding well like, mate. Go away. No, that's really not PC. Go away. I'm not interested in your comments. Go. They won't have a laugh. They just won't have a laugh, people. I don't know what's wrong with them all. George says, you can call me Jamie. George, you can call me Maureen if you want to, darling. Or Brenda. Maureen, Brenda? Maureen. Call me Maureen, George. I'll be happy to be called Maureen, darling. That's quite a nice name. Dino's dying from McDonald's. Oh, come on, Dino. Come on. His nearest one is in Tooting, but delivery only. We'll get it delivered then, my love. Come on, get some of that money out of your bank account, Dino. He stashes it, under his bed. Pounds and pounds. I'm down to my last 30 quid in cash, by the way. I'm seriously, because I went into the Audi last night. Yeah, I took my life in my hands and I went into Audi last night. 9:15, 4 people in there. Wonderful. Blooming wonderful. 4 people in the Audi last night. That's the time to go to these places. If you are one of these people and you're... I think I am probably very overcautious in comparison to a lot of other people, but I do not want contact with people. Not now. Not now. I went to the Audi about it was about 9:15 last night, and I'm in and out as quickly as possible. I rang up my mate when I got back. I said, I've just been to Audi, got a few bits and pieces in there, and I spoke to a lovely lady on the till. She's got no mask, no gloves on or anything. She's not perturbed by it at all. And there are people, quite a lot of people around like that. They're not perturbed at all, But yeah, I got everything I wanted. I forgot the porridge, but not that important. I've still got some in the cupboard. I seem to be getting through an awful lot of soya milk for some reason. I can't work that out. Maybe we just use more than we actually realise, and so I got a load of that, and I had 2 great big bags hanging across my bike that I cycled back. So yeah, I went in there last night. Easy enough, no problem at all in there. Sam, why are you wearing boxers? Where are your jeans? What to sit here? No, because you can't see the top. The only time you see the bottom of me is when is if I do something or stand up. No point in wearing jeans. You don't think... those newsreaders on the BBC, like Hugh Edwards, he's just sitting there in a pair of Speedos, because that's his thing, so I've heard. Hugh Edwards, he's one of those... He likes wearing Speedos. And the tight lycra? Yeah, that's what I've heard. And when he's reading the news, he's got something like that, or a jockstrap. He's just sitting there reading the news in a jockstrap. Yeah, all you see is the top bit. You've got no idea what's going on under that desk. Oh, it's frightening, actually, what goes on at that BBC. LaBelle's pleased we got the shimmy music there. Thank you, LaBelle. All right, darling. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's have a look here. John, hello, John. I call everyone a numpty. It can mean a lot of things. Hello, George. Call me Maureen. I've had my pills before we started. Thank you. Mick's made hot dogs and cheese puff pastry rolls yesterday. Oh, Mick. I have to say, I think Mandy's very lucky to have you, actually, as such a good cook you are. I'm sure she does a lot of the cooking as well, though. So there we are. Let's see if we've got any news about that other thing. Stop. Right, we'll go back to some of these stories now, I think. In bills, they do take a long time, so you can drink more wine. Is that what it is? John makes his own burgers and fried chicken. There you go. What, from scratch? Very good. Pizza's all right. Just a little word of advice on the pizza, John. Mozzarella cheese. Don't try and do it with cheddar. It's very overpowering. I tried that once. It's really too overpowering. You can't eat it. John, stop the lockdown, Chris. Stop the lockdown. No, keep it going. Keep it going. Peter sent an email. What have you sent in then, Peter? What email have you sent in? What email have you sent in? Quotes. Couple of quotes to lighten your day. Bob Monkhouse. They all laughed when I said I was going to be a comedian. They're not laughing now. Yes, great. And Spike Milligan on his headstone. I told you I was ill. Laugh until the last minute. We love that. We love that, don't we? Right. Terrifying moment. Again, another story in today's Daily Mirror, boys and girls. Haunting footage. A video has appeared showing the moment a corpse appears to wave from inside a coffin. Wow. The video shows friends and family members gathered round as a priest, not a vicar, as a priest reads prayers while the person is being buried. However, as the camera zooms into the white coffin, which has a clear glass panel on it, I've never seen a coffin with a glass panel on it, I must say. I have seen coffins with open. I've seen an open coffin where literally there's no lid, right, until the end when they put the lid on. It's got a clear glass panel on it. There appears to be a hand and fingers moving underneath. The disturbing footage was filmed in North Sulawesi, Indonesia on May the 5th. I keep getting messages on my dating app from people in Indonesia. Why is that? It's a bit far, isn't it? Do you think they want a passport? Is that what it is? Please send money. Oh, hello. I think you're really hot. I would love to come and visit you, but I can't afford the ticket. Plus, my uncle is really ill at the moment. He needs a kidney transplant, and my mother needs 2 new lungs, and we need £50,000 for this. And if you send that, I will come and see you. You know, that sort of thing. How many people are hoodwinked over things like that, and then they send the money? They believe the emails. I don't think so, sunshine. As if the opening line is, I think you're hot, then you know it's just obvious. I mean, look at me, dear. Hot? That's a bleeding understatement, isn't it? How dare you? Super hot, maybe. During the service, the priest is heard saying, God has said in... So I do this with like it's in a church, right? During the service, the priest is heard saying, God has said in the book of John, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me he will live even though he is dead, reports the Daily Mail. Notice I turned off the echo when we got to the Daily Mail. All professional here, dear. One person wrote, yes, he waved. Maybe he was still alive and trying to dig his way out. But another theory is that maybe it's a mouse. What, already? Ain't even got in the ground yet? Despite the various claims, it's likely that the corpse was moving due to decomposition. Last year, a study revealed that dead bodies move significantly as they decompose. We move significantly. Did you know that? We move significantly. I'm going to have a webcam put in mine so you can watch. And now and again, I might open an eye before it decomposes, of course, and then it'll just be a socket. How awful. Hello, good morning to James Humble joining us there. Morning, James. Good. John always uses mozzarella cheese. Excellent, John. Yeah, I learnt that the hard way. I covered this pizza base with cheddar cheese and it smelt lovely coming out the oven. Then I ate, it was just too powerful. Far too powerful. Mozzarella cheese on a pizza. Sam, are you on Grindr? Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. People are very gullible. Well, they are, and it's sad, really. I've seen programs on the telly about that. Yeah, actually, usually ladies, funnily enough, ladies who have become friends, I don't know, with a military man in wherever they are, Russia, America, doesn't matter where they are, is it? Irrelevant. And they start sending them money on a regular basis, and then they say they're going to come over, and they go to the airport, and no one turns up. That's incredibly sad. I think that's incredibly sad that people are... I don't take any pleasure in telling you that at all. I don't find that funny. And it's very, very sad. Very, very sad that that happens. What else have we got here? Oh, that's the corpse one. There's a picture of the coffin. There's a little hole in there. It's horrible. Is there no video? Can we not watch a video of that happening? Oh dear. Oh dear. Puzzles. Who does puzzles? Anyone? Heinz have created the slowest puzzle on earth. Yes, indeed. It says, if you're one, again in the Daily Mirror today, if you're one of the many people who has given into lockdown activities such as baking and video call pub quizzes, we have another suggestion to keep you busy. Incidentally, the quiz on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock quiz night, I've changed the company that I'm getting the questions from because a lot of people are saying they're a little bit too difficult. So we'll try a different round. We'll do a current affairs round. So make sure you're watching the news, okay? So that's our free quiz on Tuesday night, 8 o'clock on this channel, Tuesday night, okay? We have another suggestion to keep you busy, it says in the Daily Mirror. Heinz, that's the soup people. Heinz have jumped... Oh, baked beans. Baked beans. Heinz have jumped on the lockdown bandwagon and released news of a new launch. A puzzle. The food company announced the news to Instagram and told fans it might be the slowest puzzle on earth. Quite the statement. In aid of the brand's 57 different sauce varieties... there are 570 pieces to the puzzle, which are all red. All of them. The same colour. They look exactly the same, except for the shape. They're all red. Yes, you heard us. Every single piece of the puzzle is ketchup coloured. And I'm sure there's one or two of you out there who do. But Rachel, I think you may do puzzles, do you? I'm not sure about that. It says, although the edges of the puzzle may slot together quite easily, the rest will be pretty tricky to put together. The brand created a giveaway offering 57 lucky fans the chance to win one of these puzzles, which has since closed. Hopefully they consider selling them online soon enough. The senior brand manager of Heinz Tomato Ketchup said Heinz is known for its iconic slow-pouring ketchup. Oh, how annoying is that? Although I must admit, I'd rather have the ketchup in an old scruffy bottle than those stupid little plastic packet things. Well, you can let about a tiny little bit out, don't you? You've got to have about 10 of these. I hate those plastic things. Oh, and straight in your eye, doesn't it? Awful things. It says, in a period where everyone has a little more time on their hands and puzzle popularity has skyrocketed, we wanted to help pass the time by connecting the two. We're always looking to deliver fun, and they brought out this puzzle, and it's all red. It's all the same colour. Customers are already complaining that the nature of the puzzle makes it incredibly difficult to complete. Well, that's the idea of it. More thick people. Hello? You've just got a puzzle. It's all red. Do you not think in the tiniest part of your mind that it might be a little bit difficult to do? Don't get it then. Don't buy it. Mad. John used to do crosswords every day and Scrabble online. My mum did as well. Very, very important to keep your brain doing something as well coming here. What would I do? I would have had dementia years ago if I wasn't sitting here doing this. Rachel does 3D puzzles. Do you really? I've seen those. Yeah, I've seen those. I have seen those. Mick, Mick says the quiz would be easier than the coronavirus and the coronavirus questions that they come out with on the telly. Have you ever seen it? That update of those questions, dear. Who sends those in? Don't get it. You want to go on some of the caravan sites, caravan Facebook groups. I'm on a couple of those. Oh, well, I've just watched the news. Does it mean we can go to our caravans now? The bloke says you can't stay overnight. I don't know. Right, how are we doing? Okay, let's... won't do that one. Oh, we'll do one more. I just jumped. Oh, I've lost. Where's my story gone? I mean, here's an example of real idiocy. Real idiocy. These people that take risks on level crossings. And stand by, we're going to do the Monday raffle tickets shortly. Let me get the right blooming colour out this time. There we are. Ooh. I'm going to put. Where shall I put that clock? Oh, it's all right there, is it? It's not going to fall, is it? No, that's not going to fall there. In the Metro today, police have issued a safety warning of... What colour are they? Yeah, that's right. Police have issued a safety warning after a man was almost hit by a train on a level crossing in London. This idiot. I mean, I saw the video, right? The barriers are down. The concerning near miss saw a man forcing his way through. I mean, you don't exactly have to force your way through, but forcing his way through a closed barriers. He then stepped onto the crossing and into the path of the speeding train. He was just about to make it across. He just about made it across, narrowly missing the train and avoiding the potential deadly or life-changing consequences. What an idiot. Happened at around 6 a.m. on Tuesday, May the 5th, at Brimsdown level crossing in the borough of Enfield. I have no idea for this. Officers at the British Transport Police have been carrying out inquiries about the incident. Yeah, but find him. He says, the inspector said this was a complete needless incident that requires, and one that requires our attention and investigation at a time when officers could be supporting people with the virus. The warning signs, barriers, flashing lights are all there for a reason. Some trains travel at high speed, and the ones you think is in the distance could be bearing down on you in seconds. They are so fast, some of these trains. You've seen it with bicycles as well, haven't you? And he just wanders across, I mean, it's like people that walk across the road. Have you seen them with their headphones on? Really stupid, thick people who think they got they don't even look up. They've got the earphones on and their phone in front and they just walk out. Have you seen that? I'm sorry, but some people just deserve to die. I think they do. They deserve to be hit by that train or that car that they're not taking any notice of them. They really do. Putting the driver in trouble. And, if that train bloke had hit that man for years, he'd be trouble with his head probably. Ridiculous. All right, let's do today's raffle tickets. If you want a raffle ticket, please speak now, my loves. Okay? Rachel's got lots to make at the moment. A working Big Ben, a windmill and others. Oh, I've seen those, Rachel. How wonderful. A working Big Ben. How wonderful is that? Yeah, good luck with that, Rachel. Get yourself a picture of that in when you've done it, my love. Paul and James in Amsterdam, good morning to you. Listening and laughing as always. I don't know what you're laughing at, my darlings. There's nothing comical about this programme. This is a very politically correct programme. We, created not to give anyone offence whatsoever. Especially people with one leg. I would not want to offend them at all. Not once have I told jokes about people with one leg because it's not funny. Stop that now. Stop that. Jason Hughes, let me see. Are we ready for the tickets? Mick's going to go and check the caravan for you. You won't be allowed, Mick. You're on the poster, mate. You're on the board. There's a picture of you, Mick. You know that. There's a picture of you on the board at the caravan site. If you see this man, do not let him in. Keep away from my caravan. Peter, you can donate your body to decompose above land to aid police in future cases. Right, their risks will end in disaster. They're just ridiculous people. I have seen people go across closed level crossings before. Oh, why? I don't understand it. Let's do the tickets. Number 19. Oh, we had one. Didn't I have one over somewhere? Where's that gone? Oh, it doesn't matter, does it? Okay, 19 for Sprinter Van. This is for Monday's raffle, okay? Monday's raffle. Thank you. Sam Thomas, number 20. Sam sent in a few super chats as well today, so thank you for those, Sam. Very kind of you to send a tip. Colin Coates, 21. David Fryer, 22. Shania, 23. I've got a nice hymn this week, Shania, on the... let me see what it is. I won't tell you. Which hymn have I got today? This week, on the quiz this week. Where is it now? Oh, yes. Modern. As requested, actually, by great niece Evie. It's her favourite hymn. Yes, so that's on the quiz night, okay? Shania's got 23 there. Perhaps we should put a bike up, an electric bike for Shania as a prize. I don't know. Hello, Diane. 24 for lovely Diane Jeb. Fran, 25. Tony King, 26. Claire, 27. Andy, 28. Jason Hughes, 29. Mick Davenport, 30. Rachel, 31. Ross Herndon, 32. John Aiken, 23. Kevin James, 24. Is it there yet, Kevin? Did it come today, your hat, as a matter of interest? It went yesterday afternoon. It was a little bit later than I wanted it to go, to be honest. But I decided to have my lunch before I went out because it got quite late yesterday. Kevin James is 34 there. Thank you, Kevin. I puzzle Peter, do I? Good. Peter Paliwoda, thank you. 35 for you, Peter. Peter Paliwoda, as a matter of interest, are you English or from somewhere else? Just as a matter of interest, it sounds like sort of, I don't know, a sort of Asian-y type name, or maybe you're English. Am I completely wrong with that? I'm just taking a wild stab in it. I was right, I'm not going to stab anyone. Wild stab in the dark. Oh my God! Look, it's my niece! Tracy Clifford. Good morning, Tracy. Are you still going to the post office? No, I don't go to the post office, Trace. It's my niece. She's watching in Cyprus. Oh, do you know how that makes me feel? I'm happy now, Tracy. It's made me happy. It's been years since I was happy. To be honest. I'm very happy to present to you my niece, who's very rarely here. That's Tracy Clifford, and she's in Cyprus with her family. So please say hello to her. No, I don't go to the post office, Trace. I order my stamps online. They come in the post. If it's a larger thing, then I go on the post office thing and I buy a postage and print it off. I stick it on the thing and I take it down to the delivery office. I don't actually go in. Outside, they've got like a post box, and they've got one of those big post boxes like with a drawer, and you pull down the handle, drop in a sort of reasonably not too big parcel. It will take it, close it, and it drops down, so you don't actually have to see anyone. No, don't go into the post office. The only place I go into at the moment, very occasionally, is either the Co-op or Aldi. That's it. Don't go anywhere else, meet or anyone else. The only two places I am likely to get anywhere near anyone is those two places, Tracy. All right, darling. Thank you for your concern, my love. Mick, I'm sure I could persuade Sylvia with cupcakes. Or no, she won't. No, she won't let you in. Me and Sylvia are like that. Sylvia is queen of all caravans in the whole world. We love Sylvie. Thank you. Shania, the bus company are only allowing people to travel with social distancing in place. Well, yeah, but how many? So are you saying they only let like 6 people on the bus or something like that? Eh? How many people do they allow on there? Geo at 9 a.m. Not yet. Okay, maybe tomorrow then. Oh, no, it won't be there till Monday if it doesn't come today, will it? Unfortunately. All right. If I've missed anyone out with those raffle tickets today, please speak now, my darlings. Okay, please speak now. Meantime, let's do today's birthdays. Happy birthday on this. I really can't remember the days. Funny, innit? Friday the 15th of May, 2020, to Mr. Joe Wigley. Hello, Joe. Joe is 85 today. Happy birthday to you, Joe. Big happy birthday to Joe. Joel Maclang today is 29 years old today. Brizee Young, happy birthday to you, Brizee. Joe St. John Joanser. Is that right? Joe St. Joanser is 52 years old today. Matthew Morey is 41. Good morning, Matthew. Great picture of you with your hat on there. Thomas Ince, good morning, Thomas. Happy birthday to you. And finally, Stephen Howell. It's Stephen's birthday as well today. So happy birthday to each and every one of you today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, boys and girls. All right. Colin K. We're not doing Colin K's one. I don't know if I've done your. Oh, I'll put them all in there now. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'll do it. 36 for Colin K. Thank you, Colin. 36 for you, sir. Is that everyone? I think we've got everyone there. Alrighty, thanks very much for joining us on the show on this Friday morning. Here we are, at 12 o'clock we'll be halfway through May, and then it's June. Gosh, how the time is flying and we're losing all of it, aren't we? Never mind, we'll get there in the end. Have a wonderful day. Thanks very much for watching and listening to the show today. If you want to send in any pictures, anything at all that you want shown on the show, perhaps little videos, remember when you're doing the pictures and that, try and hold your camera like that so we can get the whole screen full up rather than like that, because it does look better when it's held up like that, my loves. Send them through to that email address, perhaps with a little story as well. If you want me to read that, that's great, and I'll be happy to read that for you in exchange for some likes. Thanks very much to those of you that tipped me as well this morning. It's very kind of you, and you've all got your raffle tickets. That super chat raffle, of course, is on Thursday. See you soon. Have fun now. Bye bye.